today we will be looking at the parts of the body which we call akụkụ ahụ. Parts of the body we say is akụkụ ahụ, akụkụ ahụ. Okay, if I'm to interpret it, akụkụ ahụ, and if I'm to interpret this thing literally, akụkụ means parts. Akụkụ, parts. Ahụ, body. Ahụ is body. Akụkụ means parts. So we are talking about parts of the body. And in trying to do that, I'm going to try to draw a human being. I'm not an artist. My diagram might be something else. But I just want you to get the point I will be making. Now, I will try to make the parts distinct enough for you to see and know what we are talking about. Don't laugh at me, oh. You know what that is. Then we have this. We're having this. We have this. And we have something this. Okay, let me make it a little bigger so that I can bring out the individual parts. So, so I have this, and something like this, and then this, and this. I'm laughing at my own diagram, but don't mind me, you can do your own properly. So I'm going to make the diagrams a little bit distinct so that you will understand what I am doing. Okay, so let me go ahead to draw these parts. In your own book, you can make a detailed diagram. But I have this, I have this. I'm not going to give it any gender, but I will try to bring out the parts of a full human being, whether male or female, from this single diagram. So let me do like this, and then I have this portion, and here I have this portion, here I have this portion, and this portion. Okay. Now here I have this. Don't laugh. This is a naked human being, a full body. Okay. And I have this parts. I have this parts. So here, here. Then I have this, and I have this. Let's say this one is like this. Let's say this one is like this. And then let me give it something like this. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This my diagram is giving. This diagram is 1 in a million. I'm purposely doing it so you can know the parts involved. I'm not talking about the internal parts. We will first deal with the physical ones before we go inside. So I have this. And then I have this. Oh, this guy is giving. All right. So let me use only one side so that I will write on this side because of my space. So I have these parts. And then I have these parts. I have these parts. And then I have the this is my write-up or my diagram. Okay. If there is any other part that is missing, I will add it while we go on. Let me say somewhere here, I'm going to add an organ. I'm going to add something, and there are two. It's either this or this. I'm not saying this is how a human being is, so I just want to use it to illustrate something. Okay, let's go. This whole stuff here, all these whole parts are referred to as isi. It's a general name. Isi means head. Everything here is referred to as isi, not isi. Isi in numbers is double I. Isi, E, and it's the long E sound. So we put a dot under. If we were doing small letter, we put a dot above and under. This is E, C. This is how you make the difference between EC, number 6, and head. This is EC. I told you when we were reading the alphabet that the long E sound has a dot under. You remember? And because we start with the capital letter, we put the dots under. And if we are writing the long E sound in small letter, we put the dots up and down. So it's still the same thing. EC. You see where this sound comes in? EC, head. So everything from the hair, everything down to this chin, these points are all EC, are all head. But if we now want to begin to separate them, we have, what is this part? Ntutu, meaning hair. Ntutu. Ntutu means hair. This part is called what? Ntutu. Everybody say ntutu. Everybody say ntutu. Good. Ntutu. 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 You remember our T-O-T-O. It's pronounced T-O-T-O. Ntutu. So if I try to spell hair in Igbo, you're going to say T-O-T-O. Ntutu. Then here, let me remove this hair here so that you will know what we are talking about. This portion of the head, sorry, I mean this lashes, this portion of the eye is called nku anya. Nku anya. Before I get there, let me tell you what the eye is called so that you know where we picked it. Anya. Anya. My ink is misbehaving. Anya. If we now want to talk about the eyeball, let me use this space. The eyeball, which is the anya. Remember, the anya is a combination of a whole lot of organs, but we just unanimously call it anya. If I want to talk about the eyeball now, we say mpuranya. Let me not confuse you, but let's just do mpuranya. These dots here. Let me also remove some hair from here so that you will know what I'm doing. So this one, we say mpuru means seed or ball. Mpuru. Not the ball that you kick, the ball of meaning round. So we can say mpuru anya. Remember I said I is anya. Anya. You would have had somebody say anya, anya. Anya means eye, as in we use it to describe someone that looks a lot. So anya is eyes. And then the eyeballs is called mpuru anya. Remember I said mpuru is seed. And because in this case we cannot say seed, seed applies to plant. We say it's like a ball, a round stuff, not the ball you kick. I will tell you what ball is called later. Mpuru anya. And now I come back to this. This is anya. These lashes here. No, the eyelid here. The eyelid here is called. The eyelid here is not the, this lashes here is called nku anya. Nku means feathers. So nku means feathers, eye feathers. That's how, you know, this language is very interesting. And then there is another portion here that is also another type of nku anya. This one that is here. This one that is here that they put mascara on. That is here. It's also a form of nku anya. All of them. You can also say ntutu anya. This one you can say ntutu. anya. In this place, it's more like nku anya. We can say here is ntutu, hair. And because this one is not on the flap, on the edge of the eye, we can say ntutu anya. But the two, I have summed them up as nku anya, nku. So nku is more like a flap, So it applies more on this eyelid, like a flap. So nku anya, you can also call this one ntutu anya. Call this one nku anya. Now let's look at another organ. I'm also a biologist and we have a rule. I'm also a scientist. I also teach biology. And there's a rule that when you are labeling parts, you don't cancel out one. That is why I want to reduce the size of this, my ear, to get space to cross. So this ear here, let me make it small because of the nose. So we have this organ as imi. The nose is called what? Imi. Imi. Let me elongate the line so that you can see it properly. This, we might be taking 2 classes for this because it's going to take us a lot. Imi. Imi. E, long E sound. Imi. That's why I put dots up and down. Imi is the nose. Imi. Then we have nti, the ear. Nti, nti, nti. Nti is the ear. Let me open my own very well. Nti, nti. And that is why when an Igbo mother wants to tell the child that you don't listen, you don't hear, you don't, or you are disobedient, they will say, ina nunti, like you don't hear. Genti, listen, you know. So nti is ear. Then we have the mouth. Everything here is called the mouth. Onu. Everything here. How do I do it? Okay. I ended up telling you that everything here is easy. Okay, let me borrow space. Everything here is easy. So here now, everything here is called onu. Onu is a general word. Onu. You see why I told you that my zero doesn't come together? Because most times when I write, I scribe. I'm trying as much as possible to make it legible for you. That's why I'm writing one. But this is O. No is mouth. It includes everything in this hole with which I talk. In everything here. But if we now want to start separating it, we will have something like Igbibere Onu, which is lip. These lips is Igbere. Some people say Igbere Onu, some people say Igbibere Onu. But generally, Igbibo Onu. Let me say, okay, let me first do the tongue so that it will not block the lip. So this one here, oh my. Because I forgot that there is still teeth. Let me put the teeth here. So let me take it from here. This is Igbere Onu. Igbere Onu. Or Igbibere Onu. Let me use Igbibere. You can shorten it as Igbere Onu. Let me use Igbibere Onu. Oh, you must have to see this thing. You must have to see this stuff. You must have to learn it. We say the lips. This lip here. The lip here. This lips is E. Remember when we are doing the B sound, the GB, the B sound in the alphabet. We said it's B, so we say E, B, B, Re. O, no. Igbibere Onu. Some accents will say Igbere Onu. Okay. The next one is the tongue, which is this. Let me shorten the teeth. Which is this part is Ire. Ire is I. Ire. 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 Ire is my tongue. Now we have this. I will use this side to save my space there. This one is Eze. This is Eze. 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 Let me take this one up. The honor. Let me take the honor up. Honor. And Eze. You can start with small letter, you can start with capital letter. So this teeth is A, Z. I started with capital letter because I know it's a word of its own. I can also make it a small letter, but I want you to see it properly. So Eze, this teeth, this my black teeth is called Eze. Eze is your teeth. You would have had Eze. It's different from Eze. It's different from teeth. It's different from teeth. Eze means king. Eze means teeth. We will come to words that look alike. Words that have the same spelling, different sounds, the same meaning. We'll have words that have the same spelling, the same sound, but different meanings. We'll get there. Let's take it one at a time so I don't confuse you. So, Eze. And the last, remember, Ire. 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 Then, the last portion is this place, your jaw. The jaw. This place is called Aba. It's called what? Aba. The jaw here is called Aba. Aba. And oh, my head is remembering a lot of things. If there happen to be a bird, baby, mustache on this point, we call it what? So people say goatee, those ones are slangs. Goatee is this one that is flapping like a goat. That's where the word came from, goats, goatee. No, but if you have birds, the bird, the baby or the mustache, we call it Ahuhu. Okay, where do I put it now? So in your own diagram, I don't have it. So in this diagram, I'm going to assume that the people I'm explaining, I'm drawing, don't have mustache. It's assumed that the person don't have mustache yet. But if you want to draw a person that has bird, I don't know the one to use now. Add it in your own diagram. If you want to draw the person and say they have bird, add it, but the name of that is Ahuhonu. Ahuhonu means mouth feathers. It's like mouth feather, but when we say it, we know we're referring to the hairs here. So assuming you draw the person and the person has their birds here, it's your own call, but let me not confuse this diagram. Maybe another time we'll have a more detailed diagram and we'll have a more explanatory diagram. So, but the assignment I'm giving you in this diagram of a thing is for you to add bird on the person you draw in a bigger sheet and add the bird. Spell it as Ahuhonu. Spell it as A-H-U A-H-U Ahuhu Onu Ahuhu Onu Ahuhu Onu Ahuhu Onu Ahuhu Onu. Dex. Okay. So remember I told you everything we are describing yet is still everything is called Onu. Sorry. Everything here are referred to as head. But I've been able to separate all those parts of the head for you as ntutu, hair. This is my own hair. Even though I turn it to dreadlocks. Hair. Ntutu anya. the hair on the eye. Nku anya, the lashes, the flap on the eye. Nku anya. The eyeball, mkpụrụ anya. Then the whole thing, anya. Then we move to the nose, imi. We take it there to ibigbere ọnụ, the lips. Then we move to the tongue, ire. Then the teeth we said is eze. Some people will see it and say easy, easy. It's not easy. Igbo does not pronounce e as e. They pronounce it as eze, eze or eze or anyhow, but just get the spelling eze. Now we have the ear, nti, and then we have the aba, the chin, aba. Here, what do we even call here? This is the chin, sorry. This is the jaw, not this is the chin, this is the jaw. The jaw is aba. The chin is a different thing. So when you see an Igbo person, ask them what this place is called. Okay, there is another part now we want to move to. This place is called the neck, olu. This place is called olu. The neck is called olu. Olipu. All these are not without dots. They are without dots. O-L-U. Olu. Not olu. Okay, let's move now to this region, the thoracic region. What we call the thoracic region, the thorax. Comprising of the chest, the breast, sometimes this portion of your shoulder. I wish I can separate these parts individually so that you can understand. Let me quickly run through it because I need us to do justice to it and our time has really gone far. So we have what we call here, shoulder, nku. Sorry, mvu. In birds we call it nkunku, is feathers, but in humans we call it mvu. Some people will say mbu, some people will say mvu, but the central one is mvu. MVU, mvu, this shoulder. Let me assume that you have got this part. Let me lower this shoulder a bit so that we can get it. Let me lower this shoulder a bit so that it doesn't lock up with the other ones. So this is still the olu, the neck. Then this portion. This is still the neck. This is still the neck, olu. Okay. And then we have this. We have this. This is mvu, shoulder. This place is apataka. Apata means thigh, your leg thigh. Then, but is the thigh of the hand, apata aka. This is my big Christian mother hand here, apata aka. So this is apa, ta, aka. Now, everything here, from this place to the fingernails, are all referred to as aka. Everything here are generally called aka. So somebody can just be referring to these fingers and you say aka. Everything here aka, here aka, here aka, here aka. Except the person wants to be specific. If we're going for specificity, we will now mention the very parts of the hand. So just know that everything from here to here are all aki, aka, aka. I don't want to use the other parts because I want to label other things there. Aka. So let me just do it here. Aka. Everything from here. Let me indicate it the way we do in biology. This arrow, sorry, the arrow shows from here to here. To here. Everything here are all referred to as aka. Okay, but let's now break it down. We say this place is mvu, the shoulder. And we say this place, this thigh is apata, aka. Then this lump here is ogbe, aka. Ogbe means lump. Ogbe is like a log, like a tree trunk, like the scion of a tree. How do I say it? If this is a standing tree and you now cut this place and bring out the stick, that slap is a lump, or the scion, or the log, or the. So in this case, we're assuming this is a stick of hand. So we will now say Ogbe Aka. This place is O-B, G-B, B, O-G-B-E-A-K-A. But we don't spell like English. Oh. We say Ogbe Aka, O-B-A-A-K-A, Aka. Ogbe Aka, Ogbe, Ogbe Aka. So here we say this place is Ogbe Aka, the lump of the hands. Next, this portion of the hand, this place is Oba Aka. Oba means a plate, like a flap. How do I say it? A board, plates. You can call it Oba. Oba Aka. So you will say Oba Aka. Oba Aka. Then we have, I'm looking at my time. Then all this whole place, the fingers, we call it Mpisi Aka. Mpisi. Mpisi Aka. Mpisi Aka. Mpisi Aka. Or Mpisi Aka. Then, here we have the nails. We have the nails. The nails. We have the nails. The nails. These nails are called Mvo. Mvi or Mvo. Remember, this one is Mvu. This one is Mvo. Some people will say Mbo. This is a small variation in the Igbo language. Remember that everything here is the Mbishaka. Then on the nails, we have the Mvo. Mbaka. Some people will say Mvo, Mvo. Some people say Mbo. Some people say Mbo like B, but it's Mvo Aka, which is the nails. Mvo, M-V-O. 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 We don't say M in Igbo. M is English. Igbo is Bekwele me ni. Mvo Aka. Mvo Aka. Mvo Aka. Is there any other part remaining in the hands? Is there any other part remaining here that we have not talked about? Okay, let's move on. Now, everything here is called Obi. This portion of the body is referred to as Obi. You will know when someone says Obi mo, Obi. Obi means heart. But when we generally use this whole section as heart, we're not talking about the heart inside. We're talking about the chest region. Chest. This place is called Obi. When we now refer to as the heart inside, we call Mburu Obi. Mburu, like seed of the heart. So like I told you, I'm not talking of the internal organs. Maybe I will still touch it. But the physical organs are still what we're talking about. So we have this whole section as Obi. This place as Obi. Then on the chest we have the breast. We call it Ara. The breast is called Ara. Ara is called the breast. Then we have these ribs. This thing here, ribs. We call it Ngogo. This region, whether it's the one inside as bone or the one outside here as the fleshy part, this region, we call it Ngogo. 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 Somebody will ask me, is it Ogogo? Like we said, oh no, Ogogo, no. That one started with O, this one started with N. Ngogo. And then, this place is called Afo. Afo means belly, stomach. So this is Afo. Afo. Now we have this navel here. The navel on the stomach, this one, we call it Otubo. Otubo. Sorry, bo, not O. Otubo. Some people will call it Mburu Otubo. To be specific, like the seedling of the navel. But just call it Otubo. What again is left? Then we come to this region. We call this portion, I made it look like a ball because I want to show you that it's uku. Everything here we refer to as uku. Everything in this area we call it uku. So sometimes when people want to be modest and they don't want to start mentioning every part of that uku, they will just use uku to be modest so that they won't start saying all the private parts. So, but let's break it down. This boobs is called call it uku. But uku involves everything from the waistline, the anus, the thigh. This whole region refers to as uku. Refers to uku, sorry. Or is referred to as uku. Then so if you now want to talk about this ball of your uku, this ball of the uku, we can say apu. Apu means muscle. Apu uku. We can say this is apu. Apu uku. I've told you everything here is referred to as uku. We want to now start breaking it down to the lump of the uku. We say that one is apu uku. Apu uku. Apu is muscle. Then we have this portion from where the poo-poo comes out. This portion, I'm not inside it, so I cannot go inside. I'm going to take my arrow from here. We call it onu nshi. Onu nshi. Onu nshi means the outlet for feces, poops, excreta. Onu means mouth. Remember that this is onu. Onu. Now, onu generally refers to anything that is a hole, an opening. So we can use onu for the opening from where feces come out. So we say onu nshi. Nshi means excreta, poop, feces. So this place is onu nshi, what people will call anus in English. Okay, let's talk about the genitals for the female and the genital for the male. Remember that I had drawn these two diagrams here. This is not a hermaphrodite. It's because I don't want to draw two different individuals indicating male and female. So, but while I put the two here is to explain to you. The female part is called orto. Orto. That is vagina or vagina. While the male part is called amu. The male part is called what? Amu. This is this one. And this is for this one. The female part orto, the male part amu. Okay. Now, everything here is referred to as ubu. Everything here in this region, you've seen I broke the regions of the body into general names. Ishi, Olu, Obi, Afo, Uku, and Oko, then Aka. And I've tried to show you the individual parts of these parts. Let's round off by listing the individual portions of the Uku. Uku is leg. So everything in this region refers to Uku. O. Then when we now, everything here is Uku. When we now specify it, we now talk about the thigh, which is apata. Ta, which is the thigh. And when I talked about the thigh of the hand, I told you is apata aka. So you can also go ahead and say apata uku. So, but generally we know apata is apata. So, but if you want to now make it very, very understandable, you say apata uku. Let me put it in brackets, apata uku, because it's not really necessary in most cases. Then we have this ball, this socket here, which we call knee in English. In Igbo, it's called I-eri. It's called I-eri. 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 Remember this our pe sound when we were dealing with the alphabets. Pe. I-P-A-R-E. 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 So it gives us I-eri. ikpere. Ikpere is the knee. So now when next you want to tell somebody that your knee hurts, say ikpere. Ikpere. That's my knee. Hurts. Ikpere hurts. I will not take you to the one meaning of hurts. I mean hurts. Hurt means mbu. But you're not going to say ikpere mbu in Igbo. So let me not take you too far until we get there. You will say ikpere hurts. So for beginners who are still doing what we call Igbo, Igbo is when you mix English and Igbo together for convenience sake. So the next time as an English speaking person and you meet an Igbo person or you're an Americana Igbo, you can say ikpere hurts. I'll give you a thumbs up because I know you're trying. It means you're making some efforts. Okay. We now see this portion, just like what we have here, as a lump of the hand. The same applies to the leg, to the uku. So we can say obe, uku. We can say obe, uku here. This region. Obe, uku. Obe, uku. Then, we now get to this portion of the leg. We will say oba, uku. Oba means, remember when we got to the hands, I said oba, this flap. So for the leg, this place can also be called oba, oku, oba, oku, oba, oku, obia, ukwi, oba, oku. Then there is this portion here that when something hits it, it hurts really nice. That ankle side of the leg. That place, this knob here, this place that I drew as kodo. This place. We can call this, ichiri oku. Ichiri oku. Can call this place ichi oku. Some people will say ichi. Some people will say ichiri. So most of the things people speak and say is the best Igbo is just a shorter form or convenient form of that language. So it's ichiroku. But some people, because of fastness, or I will just say ichiroku. You understand? So it's just like when we move from understand to understand. When you say you understand, some people will not say you understand. You know, other sexier kind of embellishments in language. So some people will not say ichiroku. It's ichiri. Oku. Ichiroku. Oba oku. Some people will also take it further to say obada. Obada oku. Just, they all means the same thing. Obada, flap, plate, pebble, whatever. So, but you have to know the basics before you start doing the embellishments and the advanced forms of this language. So, we now have the very last one, which is this, toes. Just like what we have here as mpishaka, this one will still be mpese, and just like what we had in the nails of the hand, the nails, let me extend it, we can still, let me call it this, the nails of the leg, we can still call it what we called it here, but I need you to finish it up for me. This place is this of haka. This one will be what of oku, mvo, nails. Mvo oku, mvo. Oh, me and this zero thing. Mvo oku. Remember I told you some people will say mbo and some people will say mvo, but generally everybody will understand mvo oku. I've taken you on a very long ride to knowing the body parts. I wish I had the time to take you further to knowing what we call these things inside the stomach, the intestine. Let me just do it. It's called eriri afo. Eriri afo. Eriri afo means the rope of the stomach. Because the intestine is elongated, it's like a rope, we call it eriri. Eriri means stretch, rope. So the intestine is called eriri afo. Eriri afo. We also have other portions inside your body, like the liver, which we call umeji. Oh, okay, let me give you some seconds to get this. Let me not confuse you. Let me give you some moments to get this. Some moments to get this, so that I will clean it up and write some parts of the body that are right inside the body.